Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I wanted to talk to you today about 7 tips to eliminate the single status for good, and a reminder that happy, passionate relationships are possible, even if you've never experienced one. Did you know that one of the main reasons that I'm talking to you about this topic is that I didn't believe it to be true for a very long time? Did you know that you can be and have and do anything that you really desire? Did you know that you can eliminate that single status with a few simple steps? And that's why I wanted to talk to you about that today. So even if you didn't think it was possible before, I hope by the end of today's broadcast that you are beginning to believe it might be possible. So imagine feeling loved. Imagine feeling really supported by that someone special in your life. Imagine knowing that however tough your day is, that you can go home and you can actually relax in the comfort of that company that you know will always be there to support and love you. Imagine the glow you might feel during the day, knowing that you're never going to be far from your partner's mind, knowing that no matter how busy and frantic life gets, you will always be uppermost in their thoughts. They care about you, they care about your happiness, and they care about your experience in life. Well, you don't have to imagine it, because it's now possible for you to experience that, and it's just these 7 really important steps that you need to take. So really, that happy, passionate relationship is available to you, no matter, even if you've never believed it possible, even if you've never seen it, even if you've never experienced it. No more fear of repeating those old relationship mistakes, those old relationship patterns that so many of us repeat over and over. No more worrying that you're going to make the wrong choices, because if you follow these steps, you will get to that place where you know it is possible, where you know that you don't have to worry, that you can move forward with confidence into that new relationship without worrying, without the fear, without sort of freaking out that it's just never going to happen for you. Does it sound too good to be true? I probably would have said yes a few years ago, because for me that journey was a long, hard journey, and I probably did believe it was too good to be true. But now, looking backwards over the last 7 years or so, I've actually discovered that it is possible, and you can have it too. And in fact, that's really why I'm getting this message out there, because I'd like to help you get it much more easily than I did. You know, I took the long, hard journey. I had to learn a lot of stuff. I had to struggle through a lot of stuff, and I don't want you to have to experience that same struggle. When you finally get that relationship that you're looking for, I can assure you it will be worth it. So let's see if we can't short circuit that journey for you. So step 1, really, really important, and this is probably where most people get hung up and in trouble, is that you really need to clear all that past stuff, all the hurt, all the sadness, all the resentment. It's really non-negotiable. You can't move forward hoping that you're going to have a great relationship unless you've actually taken this step, because I promise you it will be like an anchor around your neck until you're actually clear of all the sadness, all the hurt, all the resentment, even anger. If you still feel anger towards an old partner, previous partner, you really need to be free of that anger so that you can move forward. Even if you actually feel anger towards your parents and their relationship, or what they taught you about relationship, you need to be free of that as well. Now that's a pretty big step, yeah, I'm sure you agree. That's a lot of work to be done, and some of it you can do on your own, and some of it you're going to need to seek out some help. Okay, but most important, realize that it's a non-negotiable step. You have to take that step if you're going to move forward with confidence and have that relationship that you do deserve to have and that is there waiting for you. Okay, step 2 is you need to believe that it's possible. Now, it's all very well for me to stand here telling you that it's possible, but you need to actually believe that to be true yourself. So If you don't, then it's possible to do some work using this strange technique, emotional freedom techniques. You can actually find where that belief was formed, and then you can clear that belief that it's not possible to have happy, passionate relationships. And look, I understand completely. If you have experience of your parents' relationship not being happy, your friends' relationships not being happy, the relationships that you've had not being happy, that's a pretty normal path of the Course journey, actually. And it's very hard to believe that happy, passionate relationships are possible if that's been your only experience. But I can promise you they are possible, and all it takes is the clearing that we're talking about, and that belief, changing those beliefs that you might have that hold you back. So once you've got that belief, you then move forward with that belief that you're going to get what you believe, what you expect. So if your belief is that you're not expecting to get a happy, passionate relationship, that's exactly what you'll get, a not happy, passionate relationship. If you can begin to believe that it might be possible, that you can actually have and be and do anything as the universe promises, then that's what you'll begin to expect, and that is what you'll get if you can get into the right vibration. So if that's you, if you really need help in getting to that stage of believing, send me a message, send me a private message if you want, or put a comment in the box below, and just let me know where you're up to, and I can let you know what you need to do from there. Can you imagine, the next one is, can you imagine yourself in that happy, passionate relationship? Can you actually create the picture of that in your mind? Now, until you can do that, really create it in your mind as though it already exists, and feel how good it feels as though it already exists, then you're not going to get there. So it's a really important step to take, and you can test that out for yourself. And until you can actually get to that place, again, you might need to do some tapping and clearing work, either on your own, or you might need some guidance to clear whatever it is that's blocking you, because it's a really important step that you need to take to be able to imagine something in your mind, and then you will be able to create it. Okay, the next step is, do you love yourself completely just as you are? Now, how many people do you know who give themselves a hard time? They look in the mirror and they just are disgusted, or they're not happy with themselves, or whatever the level of feeling is. You need to be able to look in that mirror and love yourself just as you are, because until you can do that, nothing else is going to change. Okay, so that's a really important step to take too. You can see these are, it's easy for me to say and quite involved steps to take, but you can do it, and you can get to that point of having that happy, passionate relationship for yourself. So the next one is, do you feel that even on your own, you could live a happy, joy-filled life? When you feel that relationship that you're looking for will be right there waiting for you. And that sounds kind of back to front in a way, but until you can love yourself enough to know that you're going to be okay no matter what, then that lack of love will hold you apart from being in that vibration that you need to be in to actually achieve or come into the same vibration as your happy, passionate relationship. Something really important to think about is, what if that relationship, what if that person that you're looking for has always been there waiting for you? Like they're in another room just outside the door from where you are, and you just need to become that vibration that they're already in so that you can actually experience them in your life. That's actually what's going on here, except the door isn't a wooden door, it's an energetic door. Okay, all right. And so the last step, when I say there are 7 steps here, it's actually a lot involved in those 7 steps, but you can do it. It's just that these are steps that you need to take to make it possible to do. So that last one is, do you feel confident now that you can negotiate for yourself with a love partner? So could you do that in a strong, respectful way, asking for what you need? In the past, you might have actually done it in a different way. You might have been the loving, nurturing partner who was there to kind of bend and sway to the will of your partner, that's not going to work. That is not going to result in a happy, passionate relationship, because in the end, you're going to resent that. And I'm sure you recognize that if you've been in a relationship or two and you've actually come out of it feeling resentment, you'll recognize that you probably did too much. You probably made yourself too loving, too nurturing. You know, the old story of women who give too much. So if you can say a very strong yes, a resounding yes to all of those points, then I wish you well, and I know that you're going to have an amazing journey with an amazing relationship. If you can't yet say yes to those things, then I would love to have a chat with you. You know, for those of you who haven't yet had my relationship breakthrough session, I'm going to offer that today. It's a 30-minute free session. I do only give it once to people, so if you've had one already, I'm sorry you can't have another one, but if you haven't had one, then I can give you that 30 minutes free, where we can talk about where you are in your relationship. We can talk about what it's going to take to get you to where you want to be in your relationship. And look, if that place is that you want to stay single and you're happily single, God bless you and good on you, and go for it, because that's what your life is about. It's about finding that joyful place in your relationship, finding that joyful place in your life without a relationship. It doesn't matter, as long as you find that joyful, happy place. So if you would like that relationship breakthrough session, just either message me in the comments below, or private message me and I'll get in touch with you and we can set that up. But whatever you do, please know that it is completely possible for you, yes you, to have that happy, passionate relationship. Don't deny yourself that because you're afraid. Don't deny yourself that because the past experiences haven't given you what you wanted. And remember that those past experiences aren't the definition of you and who you are. They've actually been there to refine what you want and what you don't want. And now I'll bet that you are much more clear than you've ever been before about what's important to you and what's not important in a relationship. Okay? So it's all a journey. I'd love to help you along your journey to your happy place. And I look forward to talking to you again this time next week. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.